Hey guys, it's Brooke from the Vintage Gardener and welcome back to my channel. So, if you guys have been following me on Instagram and Facebook, you guys probably remember that saw that I went to the Philadelphia Flower Show. So I thought I'd give you guys my thoughts on the flower show because a lot of people have been asking, particularly the people on Facebook, because more of the people are local to me, and so some people are thinking about going and aren't sure. There was a lot of changes to the Philadelphia Flower Show this year. Number one, the membership levels increased if you wanted to get free tickets, so I had to donate more money, which I'm not complaining about, but yeah. The ticket prices are going up, and so I know for a lot of people, you know, the tickets are $45. You know, if you're a lower level member, I think you got a certain percentage off, but it's still a lot. I know a lot of people weren't really sure if they wanted to go and spend that kind of money. It's worth it. The Philadelphia Flower Show, for the first time ever, was done outside, and so at FDR Park in Philly, and so it was spread over 15 acres. So you were definitely getting, if you pay $45, there's a lot to see. You're definitely going to get your money's worth. So guys, while I'm talking, I'm going to be showing, you're going to notice pictures. I may be interspersing some video in here, so that way it's just not a talking head. I'm going to talk about what I thought about it, and then I'm going to be showing you some purchases that I made, because that's another reason I go. For those of you guys who may have tickets for later on in the week, let me tell you about the things that have changed. Number one, there's no hand stamping station. So I know in the past, maybe you would have, like, especially if you were shopping, you may have run something to your car and come back. You can't do that. So once you enter, when you exit, you cannot come back in. Speaking of shopping, you can't bring carts. I used to bring a little rolling bag that was maybe like hip height, and I'm 5'4", if you guys were wondering. I would put my purchases in there so I didn't have to carry them around. And then, you know, it's much easier. You can't bring that in. So anything you buy, you're going to have to carry, and like I said, it's a much larger space. I didn't see that there was like a coat check or something, because once again, it was, you know, all these changes were for pandemic, so they're probably not going to do that. So just be mindful, like if you're intending to go there to shop, you're going to have to carry it. So, you know, if you have kids, because they were allowing people with kids, you know how people have like the little wagons for their kids. Yeah, if you had a wagon for your child and then made your kid walk, like you could put it, you know, put it in there. And if I had kids, I'd probably be doing that. But just so you know, you have to carry it. The other thing is you can't bring any like water. Everything has to be purchased in there. So my recommendations are, number one, make sure you're wearing some comfortable shoes because you're going to be doing a lot of walking. I checked the temperature for the next, you know, 4 days. It's going to be in the 90s. So, you know, sunscreen, wear a hat. I had like a hat visor type thing. So that, because you're going to need to keep the sun off of you because it's pretty intense, and a lot of the park, especially where certain things were sitting, was on concrete, and it just kind of radiates that heat. There's plenty of water stations in there, so make sure you stay hydrated, because the last thing you want to do is pass out. And yeah, just, you know, just enjoy it. It was kind of funny because sometimes when I was in line either for the bathroom or like at the end when I was waiting to take the shuttle, like some people were complaining. They weren't crazy about the exhibits. Well, number one, guys, the theme for this year was habitat. And so it was like a natural environment. So things like, you know, it was a lot of things with pollinators and, you know, encouraging like more native type gardens and that sort of thing. And so obviously that looks different than a highly cultivated garden. So you kind of they should have known it wasn't going to be a highly cultivated look just by the theme, but apparently they overlooked that. The other thing is that some people didn't feel like the exhibits really popped. Guys, just remember, this is outside, okay? So, you know, when they do those exhibits in the convention center, which is where they usually have it, you know, the ceiling is a certain height, there are walls. They are big exhibits, but the fact that you're in a, it's basically a large fish in a small bowl. It looks a certain way because you're in a contained space. In this environment, the exhibits, they were the same size, they were the same scale, but they're outside, so literally the sky's the limit. So it just looks different. But if you actually like just kind of take a step back and kind of look, you'll realize that, oh yeah, it's the exact same size. The other thing is, because with using FDR Park, some of the plantings were going to be permanent installations. And so one of the things that was interesting, I mean, the park is going to be beautiful after it's done because there are permanent installations, but they chose plants and stuff to kind of make it seamless, so it looked like it belonged in that particular park. Because I think that park, from what I understood, I don't think it had a lot of ornamentation. So that was the one nice thing that happened, was that the community came together. It's kind of more of a community park. It's they made it very beautiful. So I just want to temper your expectations. Like things just look different. So I liked it, but if you're looking for, if you're expecting to have I'm trying to think what was somebody was expecting like the entrance piece, because for example, the one year they did a bridge. Well, yeah, indoors that looks a certain way, but they had a dramatic entry, like when you're walking through the entry, it was dramatic. It's just that it's outside, so it looked different. Other thing, it was very crowded. The amount of people that were they asked you to pick a time for your tickets because they're trying to limit the amount of people that are there. And I don't know if because the states have been lifting requirements, if they made things more available. All I can tell you is that there were more people. I mean, because this is, like I said, this is spread over 15 acres. And it was so crowded. It was so crowded. And you do have to have a mask, so make sure you take your mask, because especially if you do anything indoors, you gotta wear a mask. And you're in close quarters with a lot of people, so a lot of times what I did is I had my mask on, and when I wasn't really near anybody, I would pull it down below my nose. But if we were, if a lot of people started closing in, then I would put it back, all the way up, because it was really tight. That's the most people I've ever seen. So all I can say is that if that was over 15 acres and it was that crowded, then I can't even imagine how many more people were there. And I think, because things are opening up, people were looking for something to do. I was a little bit surprised because when I was leaving at close to 3 o'clock, the amount of people that were still pouring into the park, it was, you wouldn't have thought that it was closing soon. That's how many people were coming in. It was absolutely absolutely mind-boggling. If you go, there's plenty of parking. I think it's usually at least $20 you pay when you go in. They take cash or credit. There are trolleys that will take you from the parking lot and it will take you exactly where you need to go. Because there's kind of a welcome at the edge of the park, but where you actually check in and get your tickets it's a 5 to 7 minute walk. So just be mindful of that. There was a lot more vendors this year, just a lot more. To be quite honest, I don't even think we really got to see everything because it really was just too much. And then there were a lot more food places. I'll be quite honest, I thought the food was much better quality than what you typically get at the convention center, because a lot of times it's hot dogs and hamburgers. There was a place that sold schnitzel. It was actually really good. It was really good food. There was also this cafe that had this incredible lavender infused lemonade, and I have some culinary lavender, so I'm gonna need to do that. But so yeah, it was very different. So, but I was happy. There was a lot more plant vendors, and of course, I'm all about that. So speaking of vendors, let me show you what I got. So the first place we visited is Harvesting History. And so they have a lot of heirloom vegetables, plants. Jen got, that's where I got my variegated lemon tree. So I was like, hey Jen, look, that's what they got, if that's what you want. I bought something I had been talking about for quite some time. I got a Hori Hori knife, people. So it is nice. It comes in this little black holder case, and it's got this little loop on it so I could put it on my belt. I'm really excited because with all the winter sowing that I've done, one thing with those cups is that I didn't thin my seeds. I'm just basically separating them out, and quite frankly, I'm separating them out like in plugs, planting them, and everything is coming up. So I'm getting a lot more plants than I originally bargained for, which is great because I have the space for it. But I've been pulling it apart with my hands, which can be sometimes a little bit, it takes a while because I'm trying to tease it. This will allow me to just like cut through it. So I'm really excited about having this. Harvesting History also had some gladiolas, lime green gladiolas. So guess what's going on in the green section? So I got 6 of these. I was gonna think about getting more, but then I remembered with the green section, I'm doing one green section is gonna have more pink accents. So for example, I've got green twister coneflower, and the other one's gonna have more white accents. And these do spread. Like, so next year, you know, it'll form like corm, like it'll get like baby corms. And so next year I won't send up like even one this year, it may be 3 next year. So they do kind of spread. So I don't want to get too many. So I got 6 of these. The woman at the thing was extraordinarily surprised by how many I was getting. And I'm like, honey, I'm the vintage gardener in New Jersey. Come on. So she put them in a bag for me because I was still shopping. And this one lady saw them and reached in the bag. She goes, oh, those are so pretty. You know, I really need to get some. Now, I don't understand why it didn't occur to her. Those are already in a shopping bag. They're probably not, you know, you can't take that one. But she did. Now, thankfully, there was more left. But she started taking it out. I said, listen, I don't want to be rude, but that's in a bag. That's my bag. I'm buying that. And so she put it back, and her friend was like, oh, no, there's more down here. And I was like, listen, I don't want to have to fight you today, but because I totally would. So anyway, the woman started laughing. So it was just one of those kind of funny things. So I got some green. I got some white because the other one has white, more white accents. So I think I'm going to put like one green bag in with the rest of the white. Just, you know, just to have kind of a little bit of pop of green. So that's, you know, that's what I'm hoping to do. So I think I was really happy about that. Okay, and then I went to one of my all-time favorite vendors, Peony's Envy. Kathleen was there. I've been buying for her for years, and she was like, have we met? Because you know my name. And I was like, yeah, I buy from you every flower show. And so I got Lancaster Imperial. This is like an anemone flowering. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Focus. Okay, yeah, so it's an anemone. It's an anemone flowering peony. I'm going to be reworking the driveway bed gardens, and so there's going to be more on that in another video because I visited Hortle's farm, their peony walk, and so I'm going to do that on a smaller scale. So I got 2 of those. I'm planning with the peonies. I know a lot of people that, oh, get things in like, you know, 3s and 5s. I'm only getting 2 because I have one on one side, one on the other, because with what I'm doing, I want same color, but not necessarily the same shape in the bloom. So like I said, more on that later. And then I went to Hudson Valley Seed. And so the first thing I got, because they're known for this, I got cover crop. So this is oats and field peas mix. And so the reason I got cover crop is because to my right, like I'm sitting in my breakfast room, to my right is going to be my potager garden. And I wanted to do raised beds, and I still will. It's just that the cost of wood is making it, I have to do it like maybe 1 bed at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do in-ground planting. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some black plastic down and solarize. Now, because it's hot, the temperature's in the 90s, and some of the grass over there kind of died from where I had my greenhouse last year, so it's not filled in. I can tell you that whereas in winter solarization it takes months, when it's in this kind of 90-degree heat, it'll be a matter of weeks before that's all dead. And so I need to build the soil. So the peas are gonna add nitrogen because they're peas are legumes. It's nitrogen fixing, which is going to kind of fertilize the oats, and the oats are gonna add the biomatter. So it's kind of like you're getting the nitrogen plus your essentially compost. And so when it comes to my vegetable garden, although I probably will use fertilizer sometimes, I would really prefer to replenish the soil by doing a cover crop. So this is what it's designed to do. I can sow it, throughout the summer and then mow it and just basically leave the clippings down, or you can sow it kind of like in later on the summer and just let it do winter kill and let the frost kill it. And so I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do with that. Okay guys, this is what I want to do with my lilac trees. So it's 2 candelabra that they grow together.
Can you take a picture?
Oh yeah, sure.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were.
No, it's okay. You're in it. It's okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And it's 2 candelabra forms. They've grown over an arch. So this is what I'm looking to do. I think this is going to be awesome with the lilac.
Yeah.
Yes, especially.
The structure's going to have to be fairly large.
Well, yeah, because the lilac tree that I got is more dwarf size, so I can just do it 6 feet, right, about this width. So hold on a second. But then that's what it's. So that's the basic candelabra form.
This can't be much bigger than 6 feet wide.
No, it's not. Then I got some seeds, and so I got the Finnriver sweet pea mix. Hold on a second. There you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then I got some Mother of Poppy pearls. This is for next year. I got some Black Beauty Poppy, once again, for next year. I got some Polar Bear Xenia, which I'm going to do this year. Last year, the white one I had was Cinderella. I think it was a Cinderella white. I wasn't impressed, but I'm looking forward to growing this one. The nice thing about the Xenias is that you can get a lot of seeds. So I will buy this pack one time, and I will probably never have to buy white Xenia seeds ever again, because you get so many, like there's 100 in here, but like with the amount of Xenias that it'll produce, and then I'll be clipping, I'll have bags and bags of seeds. Some to share probably. I got Queen Lime Orange. I'm going to hold on to this. There's only 50 because I have some from last year that seem to be taking, so I'm just going to keep this in my little back pocket. I have Scarlet Peony Poppies. Yeah, next year, guys, the poppies, yeah, it's going to be crazy. I have Audray White Gomphrena. I was going to start this year, but the days to maturity are 85 to 100, and I really just don't think... I just don't think I'm going to have enough time. This one is probably going to be one that I have to do like winter sowing, but like later, so like in April, do it so they'll have time to bloom. I have Coral Fountain Amaranth. I am going to start this now. I've never tried it, but there's a lot of seeds in here. So I'll do some now and hold off for next year. I have Ruby Parfait Celosia. And so I'm going to start some of that this year. I got Dandy Collarette Dahlia. So a collarette dahlia is a specific type of bloom. And so I don't know, do I have enough? I don't know if I have enough time to start these. Maybe I'll try a couple just to see. Because the thing with them is that because I've got like color themes and these are mixes, I may do some in pots. That way when I see the colors, I can tag them and then pull those tubers and plant them really where I want them to go to match. I also got Tiger Paw asters. And so I have some asters already, so I think I'm gonna save these for next year. So that is that. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay, so I think actually, no, I don't think I forgot anything. I think I put the last thing. So last but not least, the PHS has a store, and everything you buy from there benefits, you know, goes to support the PHS. I was hoping that they were going to have some more, because last year they had like the complete line of Renee's garden seeds. That didn't happen. They had like the scatter gardens, but quite frankly, with how my garden is and how my yard is, that's just not gonna work for the style. Not to mention, I have a lot of wildflower seeds from outside Pride, so I didn't really need, I don't really need any more. So, you know, maybe when I do the potager garden, I'll have a small section where I can do some like a wildflowers or something like that. But right now, it's just not gonna work out. But one thing I did get were some garden scissors. I have seen a lot of very experienced gardeners who've had these, and this is what they look like. I'm really excited about these. I think they usually use them for indoor and like for herbs. But the thing I like is that, like, if you can see where your hands are going through, they're really big. Because I have like outdoor scissors that I use for cutting plastic and everything. But over time, like, I guess just the way the thumb hole and the hand hole is, it just always bothers my hand. But I think this one, it's got, you know, it's a lot more, it's just a lot, it feels a lot more comfortable. So I'll be using these, and I'll give you guys a update as to how they work and how I like them. Because between that and the Hori knife, you know. And then last but not least, I got a gardening t-shirt because I feel like I need more gardening t-shirts. And so it's a green shirt, and I don't know if you can see the logo. It says, "I'd rather be gardening." So, which is so true. So yeah, I'm looking for, if you guys have know of any interesting gardening t-shirts I can get with cute little gardening slogans. And quite frankly, they can be they can be shady. They can be kind of snarky. I'm all about the snark. So yeah, just if you know some, like, leave me a comment, let me know where I can get them, because I would like to have a lot of gardening t-shirts to wear while I'm gardening. So anyway, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. So in conclusion, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to give you a conclusion. I'm going to show you the clip I filmed when I was leaving. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi guys, it's Brooke. I am finally leaving the flower show. I got a lot of shopping done. I got a couple of different types of gladiolas and some peonies, and I'm ready to go home. It's really hot out here, but looking forward to next year. I don't know if it's going to be outdoors, but if you guys are on the fence about coming, definitely come on down. This is one for the books. So, bye!